Hello, everybody. I won't say that we have a long stream, but there's one or two things that we need to discuss. There's been some Ukraine Cinematic Universe updates that we have to cover. It's kind of a crossover. It's kind of a mixture of a crossover and a failed viral marketing stunt. But we'll get on to all of that in a second. It's um, it's pretty rough. We'll take a look at what's been going on because it's heating up. The people who run the UCU are getting desperate. They're running low on cash. The investors are saying we're not going to give you more money to make another film. You're going to have to generate your own funds. You're going to have to generate your own funds. You're going to have to, yeah, just go ahead by yourself on your own. So let's see here. Just share this, and then we can get started. You know, I don't really even intend to do these this often. It just so happens that like insane shit happens almost every day, and then I feel obliged to cover this stuff. Okay, let's see here. Why is this not showing up on my YouTube channel? Where is it? Why is this not showing? Okay, that's weird. It was not showing under live. Obliged to cover this. Okay, so let me just share the link to this. Then we'll go. How would this affect the Bandera divers friend? I'm not sure. That is a good question, my friend. I don't know. The Bandera divers, like the big patch is coming out. And it might be. I'm kind of hyped, honestly. The Helldivers 2 patch actually looks really good. I'll probably start playing the game like fairly regularly once it goes. It looks like they're solving most of the things that annoyed me about it, so I'm hyped. It looks really good actually. Uh, okay, so let's get into today's topic. So, as you guys all know, the Ukraine cinematic universe is in trouble. The Ukraine cinematic universe is in trouble at the moment. Things have not been going well for our boy Zelensky. The latest film they put out, Kursk Offensive, did well at the box office, but it's a critical flop. It's getting a lot of criticism, even from diehard Ukraine cinematic universe fans. They're getting a lot of criticism. So that didn't work out. There's been some other films that haven't worked out lately. We're gonna see if the Bandera Divers is gonna launch. There's been some like back and forth as to whether the patch is actually gonna be made, because the UK said that they were gonna give the long range missiles to Ukraine. Then they said we're not gonna give the long range missiles to Ukraine, and we're like going back and forth on it. So as far as I can tell, the UK gave permission behind the scenes to Ukraine that they could launch the long range missiles into Russia, but the UK can't actually launch the missiles without satellite data from the Americans. Um, so basically, what I'm trying to say is it doesn't matter. The UK is like, you know what, Ukraine, you can fire these missiles without the US, and the US is like, yeah, well, you guys are such losers that you can't even use your own weapons without us providing you with stuff. And the British are like, damn it, can Biden, can you please give us the satellite data? And Biden is just like a zombie, and he doesn't even know what's going on. So that's the best explanation that I can come up with, which is what is going on. Stammer keeps begging Biden to let him start World War III and launch the missiles into Russia. Biden, I'm not really sure about. to my understanding, there's something of a power struggle going on in the White House between the State Department, um, and like Blinken and I think Biden are the escalation faction, and then there's the anti escalation faction who's mostly based out of the Pentagon, um, who want to fight China instead, or it's the few last like semi-rational people. So that's what's been going on with Bandera divers. We don't know if the patch is coming out. We don't know. Maybe the patch will come out, but there won't be the stratagem long range missile strike or deep missile strike. But there's this film that they keep trying to put out, and every time they try to put it out, it just for whatever reason it never works out. And this film came out in 2006. Probably none of you were even alive back then. There's this movie that came out called Death of a President. And this was a mockumentary about the assassination of George W. Bush. And they made it look like Bush got assassinated in the aftermath of that. I think the let's see. I think it's all about like how America's like an evil racist country. They all this other stuff happens. So it basically I remember I saw the film. I don't really recall anything about it other than the fact that it sucked and it was really boring. But it was a critical flop. It was a critical flop, and it was also a commercial flop. It didn't make any money. But they want to do a reboot of the non-existent franchise. They want to do a remake of Death of the President 2024, this time with Donald Trump. So it's going to be Death of the President 2024, election year, Donald Trump. And that's the plan. So they have to have a viral marketing campaign to get this film out there. To get it out there, the budget's not the highest. They're spending all their ad money on the Bandera divers, Google AdSense. So what they're going to have to do, hey Reed, you can come here. I'll protect you from the Haitians. Is they're doing viral marketing. So the first viral marketing attempt is a guy went to a Trump rally, and he stood up on a building, and he tried to get the crowd's attention, and then the Secret Service shot an unarmed man who didn't do anything. He was just there to because he was getting paid by the UCU to how am I going to do this? He's getting paid by the UCU to attend the Trump rally to advertise their new movie. And he was just he didn't have a gun. He didn't have anything like that. And they just kind of shot him. He was an innocent, gentle giant who didn't do nothing. So that failed. The narrative got out of control. He didn't actually hit Trump. Because if he had hit Trump, then they would have gotten the footage that they needed to finish Death of a President. That's the other part of it. It's not just viral marketing. It's if they shoot Trump, they get the footage they need to finish the movie. The movie's 95% done. They just need the money shot of Trump getting hit in the head with a bullet, and then it's good to go. So that was viral marketing attempt number one. Viral marketing attempt number one didn't go so hot. So they said, you know what? We're going to try again. We're going to do viral marketing attempt number two. So Trump was golfing on his golf course in Florida. And this guy, Ryan Roof, not to be confused with Dylan Roof, came up apparently, and we'll look at an article on this, to a line of shrubs facing the highway. And he had I think a SKS, an AK, and he was going to he was trying to shoot Trump from the tree line with his AK, and then the Secret Service shot at him. and then he like jumped in his truck and drove away, and apparently he's in custody. Uh, nope. What I wonder what the odds are that he's going to commit suicide under mysterious circumstances before trial. I would not put any money against that one happening. But this happened. Unfortunately, the internet found out his name. Fully automatic military grade assault SKS. Is that true? Can you even get a uh, full auto AKs in America? I know the rules on what's auto is. Yeah, it was an SKS. Yeah, I just said AK type pattern rifle. An SKS is the modified version. That's the updated version of the AK-47, right? Or no, it's not a. Oh no, it's not an AK-47. Okay, no, I'm sorry. I'm wrong. It's a different rifle, I think. No, it's okay. Right, okay. It's a semi-auto rifle. I'm sorry. I feel retarded now. Okay, I'm looking at this on Wikipedia. Uh, it doesn't look like it. Does this have a full auto version? It says semi-auto. Is there a full auto version of this? Because if it's a gun that's okay, they needed. So was this okay? I don't know. Anyways, we're getting completely off topic. So, anyways, we're getting off topic. Then again, it's fucking weird that he had like not. I assume they probably made a lot of these, so I assume these are probably not too hard to get a. Yeah, they made a lot of these. They made a shit ton of these. But it's weird that he had a full auto version of like a semi-auto rifle from World War II. That just seems kind of weird to me. But this is America and this is Florida, so I wouldn't put anything past it. But yeah, so they found out everything pretty much about this dude before it could be scrubbed from the internet. They're trying to take stuff down, but people more or less archived everything. So let's take a look into the mind of Ryan Roof. Now, the question I think all of you are asking is let's is how glowy is he? And I'm going to let our Russian friend answer that question.
Make it glow. Let's heat them up. Here comes the sun. The end is near. Let's make an oasis of death.
So that's pretty much how much it glows, to be honest. It glows as much as the Desolator from Red Alert 2. Okay, so there were dime a dozen gun shows 10 to 15 years ago. Yeah, I don't really know that much about gun prices. My understanding is that like Mosin Nagants and SKSs were really cheap though. Okay, so let's take a look at this guy. So he has his hair. Okay, so let's just do a physiognomy check right away. I don't like what I'm seeing as far as physiognomy goes. I don't know. He looks kind of weird. Apparently, like the last thing he posted was like it was him going, "I had 4 cigarettes and 2 cups of black coffee," or something like that. Now he had actually dyed his hair uh yellow and blue, obviously the colors of the Ukrainian flag. So let's go through this. Um Doesn't sound the least bit Russian. I think the Iraqi guy. Now, to be fair, the Desolator is from the Iraq faction. I have no idea. It's some generic like bad guy accent. Okay, so let's read through this. The man, let's just see how much this guy glows. The man accused in the apparent assassination attempt targeting former U.S. President Donald Trump on Sunday was close to the golf course for 12 hours before he was caught, authorities said. The cell phone belonged to Ryan W. Ruth in the vicinity of the area of the tree line next to the Trump International Golf Club in West Palm Beach, Florida, according to a criminal complaint filed in court on Monday. So this dude was hiding there for 12 hours. Now he had his car there because that's an important part of the story. So this like black I don't know if it was black, but this SUV. So this SUV pulls up, and the SUV is sitting at this location for 12 hours, and there's a dude with a gun who's like under a shrubbery waiting for the president to show up, and nobody noticed this. Like, did they just not sweep the area? Are there no drones? Did nobody go, hey, it's kind of weird that this SUV has just been sitting there? I mean, they're not sending their best. I'm just going to come out and say it. I'm calling for complete and total shutdown of the Secret Service until we can figure out what the hell's going on. I mean, and I said this earlier, and I don't think people got the reference. This was the this is what I was referencing.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on.
There we go. Okay, a Secret Service. Okay. A Secret Service agent walking the golf course a few holes ahead of Trump at 1:31, 12 hours and 2 minutes later, saw the tip of the rifle poking out of the shrubbery. Doesn't this sound like something in a movie? Yeah, so Donovan is pointing out that this was not on his itinerary. So when I first heard this story, I was like, well, is it really that much of a stretch to camp out at a golf course for Trump? I mean, Trump's obsessed with golf. Of course he'd be playing golf at his golf course in Florida. But apparently this wasn't on his itinerary. Apparently there wasn't like a written record of this. This was somehow leaked or something. I don't know if it was leaked by someone close to him. If the secrets, it could be someone in the Secret Service. I don't know if anyone remembers this. I don't know if anyone remembers this just insanity. Secret Service investigating report agent left Trump event to breastfeed. In a statement, okay. The remarks came after Real Clear Politics correspondent Susan Crabtree said that a female Secret Service agent abandoned her post at Trump's Wednesday campaign rally in Asheville, North Carolina, to breastfeed with no permission, warning to the event site agent. The site agent went to do one final sweep of the route, walking route, and found the agent breastfeeding her child in a room that is supposed to be set aside for important Secret Service official work, potential emergencies related to the president. Crabtree noted that a working Secret Service agent on duty is not allowed to bring children to a protective assignment. She said sources told the agent who was from the Atlanta field office, was accompanied by two other family members. So this is the level of professionalism that you can come to expect from the American Secret Service. Is she just fucked off? She went to the private command room with screen people. So she left her post, she brought unauthorized people into like the emergency command center. Does it say command center, or am I aside for important Secret Service official work emergency? So what even is this? Like, and this is the level. The point I'm trying to make is I'm not saying either of these people leaked Trump's location, but like if this is the level that you can expect, that there's no discipline, there's no professionalism, they just let random people like into secure areas. Like, it's pretty easy for them to overhear something. Like, think that the retarded Secret Service agents didn't bring like their uh pot smoking brother who hates Trump or something along and tell him about his schedule or stuff like that. I don't know. It's just these guys clearly don't know what they're doing um at all. Um so expect this. And once again, like it's and there was I know there was a bunch of liberals who were like, oh, I thought conservatives liked breastfeeding. I thought conservatives liked parental involvement in their kids' life. And it's just like, what? Huh? Well, anyways, okay. Oh no, okay. There was no posting up at the golf course because Trump wasn't supposed to have gone there in the first place. During an 8-minute hearing in federal court on Monday, okay, previous felon convictions. The U.S. Attorney for Southern District of Florida confirmed Ruth had 2 previous felony convictions, including for possession of weapons of mass destruction in North Carolina in 2002. I want to know what the weapons of mass destruction is. That where they were? Did they find the WMDs? Um, did this dude have the WMDs the whole time? Got them from Saddam. Now I know WMD. I think in American parlance that refers to things like explosives, and things like that. Maybe full auto guns. I know there's a specific uh designation. I'm just not sure what it is. The agents interviewed the tipster and closed the case. Uh, Previous investigation after someone submitted a tip that he was a felon in possession of a firearm. Okay. Officials said that Roof could face up to 15 years in prison if convicted on the first charge related to the apparent attempt on Trump's life, and a possible 5-year sentence on the second charge. A bond hearing has been set. Okay. We view this as extremely serious and are determined to provide answers as to what led up to the events that took place. So we're going to take a look at another thing. That's what it means by weapon of mass destruction. Okay, that's what I figured. Okay, so I'm trying to find this because there was this weird. I'm trying to find it. There's this weird discrepancy between the two ones. Yeah. Okay, so here's the first really weird thing about this. Okay. I know this is a minor thing, but I find this really odd. And this shows once again the level of ethics we could expect in journalism. We'll get back to it in a second. So in this article by NPR, it says you have little to no assets. Bruce said he had 0 funds and no savings and reported making an income of $3,000 a week. That seems like a lot of money. What is that? Like 52 times 3,000. So this dude was apparently making, according to NPR, $160,000 a year. He had no assets and no savings. He was like a roofer who was a professional activist who was traveling around the world trying to recruit people for Ukraine. I don't know, guys. That sounds extremely sus. Doesn't specify what the source is. He was getting $3,000 a week from somebody. So this is NPR. This is far right Russian conspiracy theorist website NPR. Now on CBC, it says he made little more than $4,000 Canadian a month, but had zero savings. Which one is it? That's like that's a pretty sizable difference. My best guess is that NPR fucked up and this was supposed to be $3,000 a month. I don't know. I just find that weird. That like it seems like kind of an important detail because that's the difference between him actually having quite a bit of money and him being like poor. Well, I mean, I think we can all guess where he got the money from, but if it was $3,000. I don't know. Am I making too much out of this? I just think if he's getting 150 grand a year from an unspecified source, that's kind of sus. Yeah, if it was per week, I think NPR just fucked up, but they haven't corrected the article and this has been out for like 6 hours. I mean, no one proofreads this stuff, so I mean, what am I supposed to expect? Ruth said he had no real estate or assets aside from two trucks worth about 1,300. Would a functioning truck really be worth less than $1,000? I don't know. He has a 25-year-old son who he sometimes supports. Ruth's motives are unclear as are his travels to the golf club and how he was able to avoid detection. I think we can all okay. Let's see. Evelyn Aschenbrenner, a civilian member of the International Legion of Ukraine, said they first encountered Ruth while helping to coordinate the recruitment of foreign soldiers to help the Ukraine military after Russia's full-scale invasion in 2022. At first, they said the interaction was par for the course. He came across as a man who was eager to contribute to uh, the war effort. Over the next several encounters, they said he created an unauthorized recruitment site and shared their phone number with potential soldiers around the world, becoming hostile when they explained the limitations on getting personnel into Ukraine. It went from, I thought he might be trying to help us, to help a little, to this very unhinged, they recalled. He wouldn't listen, he would argue, he would insist he was the only one who cared about Ukraine. It was like talking to a wall. So they're saying he's mentally ill. Uh, they're saying, look, we don't know who this guy is. We don't know who this guy is. This guy was mentally ill. Like, we never worked with him. He was really involved in recruiting people for the Ukrainian Foreign Legion, the International Legion. Now, there are no Americans on the ground in Ukraine except for the ones who are volunteering as part of the International Legion. Those people are fighting on the ground in Ukraine. But the Americans actually aren't, except for those guys. We don't know who this dude is, but he was a pain to us. Okay, I don't believe it. I don't. Well, I'm just gonna ask the chat. What are the odds that he? Okay, so let's just do this. Okay, so press one if you believe Aschenbrenner that he was some crazy guy who they blew off and didn't actually join them or do any work for them. Press two if you think that that's bullshit. That he did do a bunch of stuff for them, and this is just them trying to cover their ass because the guy who they was doing recruiting for them turned out to try to pull a viral market. I don't know. Am I being paranoid here? I just you're dealing with like so many levels of shady people. Like it like so am I supposed to believe someone who runs like an international mercenary organization that there's okay, it's an ocean of twos. Let's see here. Roof has never served in the Ukrainian army nor collaborated with the military in any capacity. Let's see here. Over the past 2.5 years, Ukraine has periodically contacted nonsensical ideas. His plans and ideas can best be described as delusional. Let's see here. Uh, Firmly denied any connection to Roof. The Legion was created shortly after the war by Ukraine's President Vladimir Zelensky. It consists of foreign citizens wishing to join the resistance against the Russian occupants and fight for global security. That does not sound shady at all. Okay, let's go. All right, let's take a look. Roof spent most of his adulthood in North Carolina before moving to Hawaii in recent years. He graduated from North Carolina Agriculture and Technical State University with a mechanical engineering degree in 1998. That's when he was scouted by the CIA. Constantine, we'll get to that in a minute. We'll get to the Azov video in a minute. December 2002 story records an incident in which Roof was pulled over during a traffic stop on a Sunday night. He put his hand on a firearm and drove to his roofing business, where he barricaded himself inside for 3 hours. The weapons of mass destruction charge pertains to a fully automatic machine gun, it reported. So what, he had like a 50 cal or a 30 cal or something? I hate when they call any full auto gun a machine gun. I don't know. To me, a machine gun is like a crew service weapon. It has to be like at least a light machine gun to actually be a machine gun. Reported. Roof was charged with several other misdemeanors, including hit and run, carry a concealed weapon, and possessing stolen goods. Okay, tax delinquencies and bad checks. I don't know. This sounds very sus. He wrote on his LinkedIn page that he had passed along any meager remnants of myself in North Carolina and relocated to Oahu. Law enforcement sources. Let's see. Ruth describes himself as the owner of Camp Box Honolulu, a company that builds portable storage units in tiny homes. Yeah, it says Ryan Ruth. Okay, let's take a look at this just while we're at it. Okay, Camp Box Honolulu. That sounds like a fucking doesn't that sound like a fraud company? That's like James Bond Universal Exports. Let's take a look at this. What is with these dudes who they've compiled for their company? This is really long. Wow. I don't know if I've ever like an about us that's that long. Let's look at the homepage of this thing. Okay, company relations. Okay. Pre-made panel system ready for you to assemble any length, any configuration. No project too big, no project too small. Client testimonials. So you can buy an ADU storage unit. So they got a storage unit. There's a off-the-grid bathroom you can get. Let's see here. What's this? The tiny house. It's a tiny house you can get. Drawing. There's this external drawing of it. Portfolio. Okay, so we got all the location of all the bugs that he's planted. Customer relations. I don't like it's so long form. Okay. Again, I do not work out of need for money. All my bills are paid. I could gladly sit in my beach chair with my chair with my toes in the sand 7 days a week without a problem. But if every American sat on the beach every day, we would all starve and our country would collapse. So I feel obligated to contribute at least a little to our economy and survival. So I will do what I can, but it must be done as smoothly and with no friction or I am out. So 1,000 stupid questions are not advisable. And you must also remember that we are building out of wood, which comes from crooked trees and is not perfect and never will be. So I so despise those idiots at the young lumber yard that feel compelled to go through a whole stack of lumber and to find a board that is good enough for them, what dumbasses. As if their carpentry skills weren't the finest lumber. As they pick the best 2x4 for $4 and they leave a chaotic mess in their wake for someone like me to fix. They should all be taken out and shot. What the fuck is this? If I see you doing that, best believe I will ask you, what in the hell are you doing? It seems like to not only be Googling and YouTubering yuppies where knowledge is a dangerous thing, but also contractors whom should know better. Any bow gets straightened when it is installed the most lumber. I would enjoy a Disney Hall concert or Bilbao or the like. What the fuck is this? This is found footage. I'm gonna have to save this. Let me just archive this. This is some of the most insane shit I've ever seen. I don't know. This is okay. Does this make him out like more of a glowy, or does this make him out like more of just a random crazy person? I don't know. This kind of almost to me makes him seem like more of just like a crazy person. Look at this work order form. This is like the most long form work order form I've ever seen. Like, look at this. Who makes a form like this? Oh, you can't even fill that in. What? How are you supposed to fill this in? Is it supposed to be like top, middle, bottom? Do you get what I mean? Because there's no way to fill in these blanks. Are you supposed to separate it by that and then you put it up there? Add standard toilet mounted to flange with elbow and supply $200, and then this isn't aligned. Okay. Sorry, I'm just saving some of this shit because this has to be preserved for posterity. Okay, look at this. This is found footage. What the fuck is this? He just printed off a Google map and drew a bunch of numbers on it? Like the dollar value? What the fuck? What is this? What is this? I don't know, guys. This is a fucking deep rabbit hole. Um. Okay. This is fucking amazing. Like that this exists. I've never seen anything quite like this. To be honest, like as a serious website. Let's see here. Custom pricing. Look at this. Pricing structure. Camp box. To upgrade to a sealed door with a white window built in and factory pre-hung jam and all spare quarters, add $112. Labor and materials. Okay, got the portfolio, customer relations. Let's see, home. So does this have a Twitter account? Oh, it has a Twitter account. Oh boy, let's see. No, is the Twitter? Oh, fuck. No, the Twitter account doesn't work. Oh, that makes me a sad panda. If there's no Twitter account, I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna have to pull the chat. Let me just do. Okay, we'll see what the crowd has to say. I'm admit I'm on the bench. Um, as to whether this is it or not. This is like an interesting. Yeah, this is an interesting shell company I've ever seen. Okay, so we're getting completely off track, but that was, I think, very entertaining. We cannot sit idle as some of our friends and neighbors around us struggle. Okay. He once supported Trump, but recently donated to Democrats. I mean, okay, so this is pretty glowy too. You guys have seen, if you use Twitter at all, you've seen all the like fake accounts of people going, "I'm a conservative, but I'm gonna vote for Kamala because Trump is weird. I voted for Bush, or I voted for Trump in the previous time, but I think he's a threat to democracy. So I'm not gonna support him this time." And like that, and then there was the fake one about the like the woman at Starbucks where the redneck yelled the N bomb at her, and just all these like the least believable stories ever. So that kind of seems to go with that meme. So that makes this whole thing less believable to me. Let's see here. He self-published book. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not signed into my account, so it'll dox me. Okay, here we go. Let's take a look at his book. Okay, this looks like some fucking schizo posting. Okay, let's read this. Like, once again, look at this fucking wall of text. Let's see. Is it like trending? Is it in the top something or other? Number one bestseller in schools and shit. Yeah. Number one bestseller. Everyone's buying this. Oh, I'm just gonna screenshot this. It's fucking amazing. Okay, let's read the schizo like paranoid delusions. No customer reviews. Okay. Okay. Roosters crow and I sit here at 5 a.m. I shot a white rooster yesterday and they normally run off screaming, but this one was paralyzed and could no longer walk. It was dragging itself along with its wings. What's with that punctuation? Is that supposed to be like dot dot dot? Why is it one dot space and then a dot? A short time later, one of the Afghan soldiers' escapees sends me a video of a Taliban man who has stabbed a civilian and grabs him by the hair and proceeds to cut his neck, sawing the knife back and forth with great effort to remove his head while the man's arm is flailing back and forth in a weak attempt to defend himself. I did not have the stomach to even watch and fumbled as I tried to make it stop. My Afghan soldiers longing to escape being murdered send me countless videos and photos of the barbaric cruelty that I cannot even fathom. What value do we each put on the lives of life around us? And what atrocities can we justify? The Canadian sniper is hunkered down at his post, and his two Ukrainian spotters insist on cigarette outside. I guess he means having a cigarette outside. So the smoke does not bother the Canadian against his advisement. In the brilliant glow of cigarettes finds the crosshairs of the Russian tank cannon and body parts fly. Russians bum cigarettes from two Ukrainian civilians whose town they now own and shoot them in the back as they walk away. How do we justify killing in any form? I would think that the more civilized and progressive we get, the more respect for human. Okay, probably fall. If we are all opposed to unjust random killings of civilians, how can we go about our daily lives and not act when thousands of our innocent neighbors or getting murdered by a terrorist like Putin? And how can we sit idle as genociding occurs in Afghanistan? I mean, I'm just gonna like quickly buy this on my actual account before. I'm just gonna buy this before it. Oh, they took it down? Is it not available for purchase anymore? No, it looks like they took it down. Wow. While I'm reading this. Okay, I'm just gonna one sec. I'm just gonna screen cap this. One sec. Or I don't know. Okay. I don't know. This is found footage. Number one in teaching. Let me see. Did he have any other books? North Korea and the End of Humanity. The Global Citizen Taiwan. Number one in schools and teaching. Yes! That's fucking amazing. It's the number one on Amazon. the internet. You're all such sick fucks. The guy tries to assassinate Trump. His book becomes the bestseller. It's called DJ. Oh, I'm sorry. Is this? Oh, this is one of the most postmodern things I've ever seen. Uh, oh, oh, that was good. Average supporter of Ukraine defense. Ruth has expressed his strong support for Ukraine in the aftermath of Russia's full-fledged invasion. It's always full-fledged or full-scale invasion. In early 2022, and seemed to be on a mission to get foreigners, himself included, to the front lines. I am willing to fly to Krakow and go to the border of Ukraine to volunteer and fight and die. Can I be the example of we must win? Okay, so he traveled to the capital of Kiev that year, but was told, given his age and lack of military experience, that he was not the ideal candidate. Okay, I think that is the most unrealistic thing about all of this, is that he was turned down from the Ukrainian army for being too old and incompetent. That is not that. There's no fucking way that's the case. They would have taken him. They're drafting literally like disabled people. So he talked to Newsweek Romania. He talked to the New York Times. There was like a bunch of other things. This guy's been on a lot of MSM. Since then, he has used social media to encourage and attempt to recruit foreigners to fight in Ukraine, and has spoken about those efforts in several social media interviews. He told the New York Times in March 2023 that he was seeking recruits among Afghan soldiers who fled the Taliban, aiming to purchase passports through Pakistan, since it's such a corrupt country, and move them in some cases illegally. Why would it be some cases illegally? If the whole thing is him bribing people to get passports, like, from Pakistan, into Ukraine from Pakistan and Iran, but Ukraine doesn't border Pakistan or Iran. How is he going to get there? They'd have to cross what, like, Georgia and Azerbaijan? What? I guess I don't get it. I don't know. That just seems really weird to me. I guess like getting them out of Afghanistan so then they can fly to Ukraine or something like that. I can't see Iran allowing shady Afghan fighters to go through their country to go to Ukraine to fight their friend. And I don't even know about Pakistan. The same month, he complained to Semaphore about the Ukrainian government's lack of support, saying that it was being overly rigid about admitting foreign soldiers, especially from Afghanistan, over concerns they might be Russian spies. I have had partners meeting with Ukraine's Ministry of Defense every week and still have not been able to agree to issue one single visa, said Ruth, who was identified as the head of the International Volunteer Center in Ukraine, a private organization which helps foreigners seeking to assist the war effort connect with military units and aid groups. Okay, let's see here. Does this exist? Let's just do this. Oh, it does exist. Holy shit, this exists. About us. Does it have... Does it involve him? Is that him? I don't think so. Volunteer community. We stand for a strong Ukraine. Okay, well-being and integration, learning Ukraine, meeting Ukrainian speakers, workshops and seminars. What's on the event page? It's linked to an organization called America House. Okay, let's look at America House. Okay. About us, who are we? Okay. It's IREX. Okay. Okay, so let's just go down this fucking like rabbit hole. So he was head of International Volunteer Center in Ukraine. Now, if we go and look at this, this looks fucking shady. Now, they have here that they are partners with if you click on Hell's Kitchen, what the fuck? FAQs. Getting to Ukraine, where to stay, visa process for getting a volunteering visa, for all the essential information, supporting documents, IVC services, tips for new volunteers, calendar of holidays, accommodations. Okay, so if we... Oh, there's a blog? No, it's not found. If you go to volunteer community, it leads you to their sister organization. So their sister organization is America House. Now that does not sound glowy at all. So if we go and look at America House, this seems suspiciously well funded. Influencers. America House is a space for your liberty. Okay, let's see here. They're not on Twitter. Interesting. They have a YouTube channel. With like 30,000, with like 30 views. Is Roof on this? No, I don't see him. Okay. So the prosperous and democratic future. So let's see who's funding this. Who are we? Okay. Administered by the Global Development and Education Organization, IREX. Okay, let's see. Who's IREX? IREX, okay, let's see. About us. Okay, so IREX embraces the people-focused approach to development. Okay, with development gateways in IREX venture. Okay, are these guys linked? Let me just see if this is linked to the National Endowment for Democracy. I'm almost, I don't know. This is getting fucking shadier by the day. By the moment. Okay. Oh, it is, I think. Is this it? Yes! There we go! I was fucking right. 100% proof he's a glowy. 100% proof. Okay, let's just go down the rabbit hole. Okay, let's go down the rabbit hole. So, he was head of a group called the International Volunteer Center in Ukraine, which is partnered with America House. Okay, just going down this rabbit hole. Uh, which is partnered with America House. This is on their website. This is me, a conspiracy theory. America House is funded, according to this, by where is it? IRAX. By IRIX. IRIX is an organization that is funded by the National Endowment for Democracy, which is the main agent of regime change used by the United States of America. They are behind every fucking color revolution. Stuff like the International Freedom House, they're behind Freedom House. They're behind International Foundation for Election Systems, National Democratic Institute. So, yeah. Okay, so 100% glowy. 100% glowy. Once again, this is like I don't think I'm being a conspiracy theorist here, because this is NPR. NPR is not known for being, okay, let's just take a step back, because I think I'm doing actual journalism here for once. So NPR is not known to be a far right conspiracy theorist organization. So all I did was just go to there, then go to the website, then go to the other websites. So, yeah. The best way to describe his messages is delusional ideas. He was offering us large numbers of recruits from different countries, but it was obvious to us his offers were not realistic. We didn't even answer. There was nothing to answer to. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky. I'm just gonna screenshot some of this, just before it gets taken. Sorry if I keep pausing. I had done a little bit of show prep, but I hadn't realized just how deep this fucking rabbit hole goes. Like, did they not hide this because they like just didn't care? Or I guess it just didn't matter. Okay. Yeah, there we go. We don't know though. I think this is bullshit. So I'm not sure. Told CNN. Political is no place anywhere in the world. I mean, but you assassinated your bro Budanov assassinated Alexander Dugin's daughter. Okay, told Daily Mail he hates Trump. He's never known him to own a gun. I hate this game every 4 years. Okay, so that is what we have. That is what we have. Donors, Arizona. So once again, let's just take a look. Maybe this is the only article that refers to it. I mean, I don't think I'm crazy for going with something that was listed on fucking PBS. As opposed to, like, this is not like a conspiracy site or anything. Um, okay, a SEM4 report published March 10th. International Volunteer Center in Ukraine. Okay, so this is confirmed from multiple sources. Okay, so 100% he was a glowing. Okay. All right, let's go look at the other stuff. Okay, so this was a picture of him at a rally to support Azov. Okay, so an Azov rally. I think he was also in an Azov commercial. So where is it? Please leave Hawaii. You embarrass me. I'm going to fight and die for Ukraine. Okay, let me see if I can find this. Okay, you can see him in the Azov propaganda. Okay, so propaganda video for the Azov battalion. Yeah, he's pretty clearly in it. Yeah, this is clearly an Azov recruitment video or something. Wait a minute, what is this? Tells us. Okay, but it doesn't say. Where's Ryan Roof's name? Okay, so this is from a court filing. Where does it say Ryan Roof on this? I don't see. Where does it say Ryan Roof? I don't. His name isn't there though. So I don't really get what this is. This is supposed to be. Anyways, let's keep going. Okay, let me see. Where's BlackRock? Let's see if they can find the BlackRock commercial. I actually used to own shares in BlackRock. One of the companies I worked that was the company they had partnered with for their RSP funds. So I actually had okay, thanks, Constantine. So I actually had some shares in BlackRock at one point. What's this? Oh, let's see here. Version Trump assassin memes. Okay, no, that's the propaganda video. No, I'm looking for the BlackRock video. I just, if you can find that, send me it. Where's BlackRock? One word. I guess it's one word. BlackRock commercial. Is that the commercial? I thought that was an Azov. Or is it an Azov? Okay, I'm getting confused now. Uh I'm gonna be honest, I don't see a BlackRock commercial. Okay, if you can send it to me, it probably is the case, but I like stuff gets claimed so often unless I see actual evidence of it. Um I'm gonna be skeptical. Okay, so this was the
and honors economics in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Financial well-being to me is knowing that I can be free to do the things that I love to do. I hope when I retire someday, they say that guy made this place a special place to come to school and gave as much as he could to school. When I retire someday, they say that guy made this place a special place to come to school.
Yeah, that's Matthew Crooks right there. I mean, it's not even like a question. That's 100% him. Okay, where's the okay, I'm just looking for the BlackRock one that has what's his name in it? This dude. Ryan Ruff. Ryan Roof. Okay, but that's not this isn't a BlackRock commercial though. Okay, is this fake news? Because okay, so they're claiming it's a BlackRock commercial. This footage is not from a BlackRock commercial. This footage is from an Azov battalion rally. So I don't see any evidence of that. It looks like bullshit to me. Unless I can see an actual evidence of this, I'm gonna say that it's made up. Once again, like why do you have to make shit up like this? It actually really irritates me when like people do this. He's in a fucking ad for the Azov battalion. Like why do you have to make something up about BlackRock? Like, in 10 minutes, I figured out that he's fucking a glowy working for the U.S. State Department. I think I proved that beyond a reasonable doubt. Newsweek and NPR both said that he's in. Azoff is paid by BlackRock. Yeah, but even if Azoff is paid by BlackRock, he's not in a BlackRock commercial. Like, I don't like it when people just make shit up. I just don't like it. I don't know. Maybe I'm being like too honest, but I don't think it does our cause any good if people just make shit up and pass off dishonest information. I don't think it's helpful. So I don't know. This was quite the rabbit hole we went down on this. Like, there's a lot of insane shit. Let me see here. Is there anything else with regards to Ryan Roof that I haven't covered that we know at this point in time? I don't know, like, this cannot be, like, once again, we're at so many levels of gay ops at the moment. Like, we had the gay op of trying to recruit the Afghan, like, soldiers and sending them to Ukraine. Like, what even is that? That's got to be one of the most bizarre things I think I've ever heard. So we have that op. We have the like was who sent him? Like, was the deep state trying to assassinate Trump because they think he's a threat? Was the deep state trying, was like, he just was he just acting on his own? Um was this a deliberate failed assassination attempt because the deep state is trying to disengage from the deep state's trying to disengage from Ukraine? So as part of trying to disengage from Ukraine, they wound up using one of their assets in a failed assassination attempt on Trump. Like, I don't even know anymore. All I know is this whole thing is just really weird. And I just use that term in its actual meaning, not with regards to the, like, the weird shit that they came up with. So I think that's pretty interesting. This stream turned out a lot more interesting than I thought. What's this? I guess God bless everybody. Just have a good evening. As I said, I will not be streaming for the next 2 weeks after Saturday. You'll get lots of cringy vacation videos, though, so that should be fun.